I'm Beth Smith, creator of the Feast of Ideas homeschool curriculum, where we use composers and their history and their timelines to branch out into all areas of life. We use their music. I use cookies from their country of origin because I'm not above bribing kids to like me with food. But I also love to use books, and over the past 5 years of researching and teaching this curriculum, I have found some of my favorite books on composers, and I want to share 5 books on Bach with you today that I use in my homeschool and in my music classes. Music Study by the Masters, J.S. Bach by Sonia Schaefer. This is part of the Simply Charlotte Mason curriculum. It has a lot of great history with narrative writing. It would be great for an older student who needed to research about Bach, as well as listening and learning guides. They recommend other books and learning guides, so you can listen and they ask different questions at the end, which is a great way to experience Bach. Maybe you have some younger children who want more information but presented in almost a graphic novel type of way. Then I recommend Johann Sebastian Bach by Mike Vanzia. I like his books a lot, but they're not my favorite for read-alouds because they aren't as much narrative-based as informational text, which is totally fine. It's just not my storytelling aspect. So they still do give a lot of information, but the illustrations are more colorful and might help keep attention, as well as using pictures from history, which I love because I love building the world of the composer. So what else was going on in art, in history, and literature? So Mike Vanzia's book on Bach. And my third, more informational book is Lives of the Musician, Good Times, Bad Times, and What the Neighbors Thought by Kathleen Krull. I love Kathleen Krull's biographies. I have used them. She has books on the writers, scientists, explorers, presidents. I love her books. They are short, simple biographies. That short, but they're packed full with information, and I have really enjoyed learning about the composers, and I use this book a lot in my Feast of Ideas music class. So this is a great informational book. And now I want to share 2 stories that aren't as much informational books as they are stories. The first one is Bach to the Rescue. Both the books are about a specific event in Bach's life where there was a young piano student who was hired by a rich man who had trouble sleeping, and he hired him to play the piano to help him sleep. Well, he kept running out of music. So he wrote to Bach to ask him, could you write me some music so I can play because my employer is having trouble sleeping. And his employer's name was Goldberg, and these are about the Goldberg variations. The first was Bach to the Rescue, How a Rich Dude Who Couldn't Sleep Inspired the Greatest Music Ever by Tom Engelberger. He is a good author. I like him in a variety of things. So fun pictures, kind of cartoonish, but tells a great story and it makes me laugh. The second one about Bach's variation, Goldberg's variation, is by Anna Harwell Salenza, and I love her books. They are longer, slightly longer reads, so might be better for older elementary, but they are excellent. Still good illustrations, but if you notice, the text is a little bit longer. So I would recommend this one for maybe younger elementary and this for older elementary. But if your children are like my children, it doesn't matter what age they are. If I'm reading a book, they are like moths to a flame and they just come over and can't help but listen and learn. So those are my favorite Bach books. This is also my Bach shirt, Think Outside the Box. If you like that, check out my website. Feel free to follow me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and my website, BethSmithStudio.com. And thank you for joining me on my Books on Bach review.